Whether it's the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, or Vanderpump Villa, his last name is synonymous with reality drama.
I felt it was inappropriate for you two, knowing your history with each other's exes, to then go, we will shag each other.
What is the Mile High Club?
Oh, come on, Sam. Have you never heard of the Mile High Club?
No, but I want to join.
Ooh la la. Put your tongue back in your mouth and let's get this job done.
Nephew to the queen of reality TV, Lisa Vanderpump, he's fast establishing himself as a rising star of reality.
If you're going to do reality TV, you've got to enjoy it. There's no point doing reality TV and then complaining about it 24/7. My aunt is funny. Not that it happened, but halfway through the trip, she was like, do you like the ginger one? You should just shag her. I was like, yeah, you can't say that. Oh, God, I'm going to be in trouble, aren't I?
There you go, this will be the press story.
Sam Vanderpump reveals all of Made in Chelsea behind the scenes.
Welcome to the Mile Fly Club, your VIP lane to first-class travel tips, tell-all talk and turbulent life tales. Think the Mile High Club, only with more clothes, but no less revealing. Each week, I'll be inviting high-flying, globe-trotting guests to bear all in my club. So if you're searching for some tantalising travel tidbits and a good old gossip, you've arrived at the right destination. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to join me in the Mile Fly Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached our cruising altitude. I'll go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
This week's high-flying guest descends from a dynasty of reality royalty. No stranger to the King's Road, he's one of the fresh faces of Made in Chelsea. But this isn't his first reality rodeo. His last name is synonymous with reality TV. From the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Vanderpump Rules and Vanderpump Villa, he's nephew to the one and only queen of reality herself, Lisa Vanderpump. Welcome to the Mile Fly Club, Sam Vanderpump. Sam, you are officially a member of the Mile Fly Club. How does it feel?
I'm privileged.
Do you even know what the Mile Fly Club is?
I feel like I do, briefly, maybe.
Are you maybe getting it confused with another club that you might possibly be a member of?
I saw briefly online like what you were sort of saying in regards to like luxury travel and so forth, but maybe you should tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, well, so you're officially a member of the Mile Fly Club now, but are you a member of any other clubs that might have a similar name?
Not that I know of.
Well, you'd know whether you joined the Mile High Club or not, surely. Or maybe you didn't.
Wait, no, I'm lost. I'm lost. Have I missed something here?
Well, we're the Mile Fly Club.
Right.
But we like to know if you might be a member of the Mile High Club.
What is the Mile High Club?
Oh, come on, Sam.
Oh, my God, my ignorance is going to play a big part
What, you
in
want
this.
me to explain it to you?
Yeah, I do.
It's where you get jiggy.
Oh, no.
In the air.
Oh, no, I did not know that. I'm so out of the loop. Oh, my God, I need to try this.
Have you never heard of the Mile High Club?
No, but I want to join.
Oh, is that an offer?
No. Well, you
it's not
supplying
an
the plane?
Are you for real? You've never heard of it?
No, genuinely, I'm so out of the loop. Oh, my God.
Right, well, it's a thing.
Well, thank you for
Sam,
educating me.
It is a thing. And you're saying you want to join, so I love that because, you know, we do ask all of our guests if they're a member or if they'd like to join. And I've got to say, you're probably, you know, one of the few that have said, yeah, they're well up for it straight away.
I'm not a member yet, but I'm now interested in joining. Who's supplying the plane?
Okay, the plane or the person?
Or the person.
Well, you know, you never know. You might join the Mile High Club with one of the cast members of Made in Chelsea, because you're one of the newest members, aren't you?
Yeah, we're about to go to Antigua on the weekend, so who knows?
So tell me, what is it like filming a show like that?
I mean, it's been really, really fun. I've really enjoyed it thoroughly, so much. It's just been really, really enjoyable. I think people misunderstand what actually goes on behind the scenes. And it actually is our reality, and people just don't understand that.
When you say they misunderstand what goes on behind the scenes, like what do you mean?
Well, I just don't think people understand that. I think people think it's fake. And I would say actually so much of it is actually, you know, quite real in what's going on in our lives. You know, everything does get exasperated so much and exaggerated, but at the same time, it is very much what happens
So
within our
how
lives.
did you actually get approached to appear on the show?
Funnily enough, they asked me quite a few times back when I was a lot younger, when I was like 21. But at that point, I was just starting out my own company. Then I went into like a serious relationship for like 5 years. They asked me again while I was in that relationship, and I was like, I'm not exposing my relationship to TV. And then I was single at the beginning of this year, so I was like, why not?
You thought the time was right, and you joined. Do you think with your surname, Vanderpump, that it was kind of a foregone conclusion that you would end up going down the line of reality TV?
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't say it was a foregone conclusion because there are so many more Vanderpumps out there who aren't in reality TV. But, I mean, funny enough, I believe me and my aunt are quite alike in some regards. Very different in other regards. But we went to the same theatre school when we were younger.
Right.
So that there was synergy there. And, you know, we both wanted to be, on camera. We both enjoy it thoroughly.
So how often do you see and speak to her now?
I probably speak to her, a couple times a week. I actually just came back from holiday with her. I was just in Italy. I can't say too much.
Oh, why can't you say too? That's never a good thing, Sam, when you say I can't say too much, because I'm going to want to know.
I think I can. They have, I think, officially announced it. They're just doing Vanderpump Villa season 2.
Right.
So she's out there at the moment filming that. So I think I can say that because I think this all been announced recently.
Did you get to appear on that then?
We did a small little cameo. Yeah, just a tiny one. I mean, my aunt is funny. Not that it happened, but halfway through the trip, she was like, do you like the ginger one that's filming? And I'm like, she's semi-attractive, yeah, why not? I said no because of other reasons, but she was like...
What are the other reasons?
She was just like, my aunt was just like to me, you should just shag her. I was like, you can't say that. I don't.
Well, she did.
In front of my mum as well, so it was all very dramatic. I said no, because I am kind of dating someone at the moment, and I'm very respectful. I like to believe I am anyway.
Oh, I want to hear more about that, because actually you've had your fair share of drama, haven't you, in the season? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah.
You like the muffin?
I mean, Muffin, oh my God, what a name. She's been rebranded to Jules, I think. I think she hated that nickname they gave her. So yeah, she's changed. She's
I mean,
gone
with a
back to
name
being-
like Muffin, I can't believe you didn't join the Mile High Club with her.
I mean, yeah, I mean, what's this? It makes me cringe. I was about to say up the muff, but up the duff? Which one means you're pregnant? I don't know.
Up the duff.
Oh God.
Not up the muff. Well, you definitely could have got up the muff.
You go up the muff to get up the duff.
Are you going on the plane to Antigua with the muff at the weekend?
I mean, she will be there, and I love her to pieces as a friend, but I wouldn't go back.
Up the muff.
Up the muff. God, she's going to kill me for that one, isn't she? I hope you're not watching this, Julian. I'm sorry if you are.
So tell me about the other dramas and how you deal with that in your everyday life, or, it is your everyday life. Being out there and filmed and followed.
I mean, I enjoy it. Some people I feel like if you're going to do reality TV, you've got to enjoy it. There's no point doing reality TV and then complaining about it 24/7. You have to want to expose your life to people. You have to want people to see what you're doing. And I enjoy that,
So you're going to Antigua this weekend.
Yeah.
But some of the cast flew out to Mauritius for filming.
That was the season just came out. That was a few months ago, and I was on that cast as well. But this is the new season.
So how was Mauritius, and had you ever been there before?
Never been to Mauritius. I did know some of the people that were going out there, but I was very new to filming with these people, very new to the friendships. Although I knew everyone, it was still new friendships developing for me. And then I got into this altercation with one of the other cast members. And to be fair, the first few days were amazing, but after the altercation, I was just like, oh, golly gee, I want to get home.
So tell us a bit more about the altercation for anyone that doesn't know anything about the altercation.
There's a guy called Tristan on the show. We both have a mutual friend called Reza. He was not saying too nice things about my friend Reza on the at dinner table, so I stuck up for him, and then it all got very heated. But if you haven't watched it, I recommend you go watch it and see the altercation.
To see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When these things happen, do you ever call your aunt and say, I need some advice?
I mean, her best advice is don't shout. She tells me I speak too loud. I'm probably shouting now. I say I project, but her biggest thing to me is you're more powerful when you're quieter. So yeah, tonality is everything. But yeah, she does give me advice, but I try to do everything on my own. I try to navigate it on my own because I am my own person. But I mean, every time I see her, she's always teaching me lessons and giving me advice.
So since your life is now in the public eye and you've got this TV profile, how much has it really changed for you?
I would say it's still very early days at the moment. There has been the odd bit of people recognising you, which is always quite...
Do you like that?
It's a change, right? Because normally you just go to the pub and you just mind your own business, sipping a beer or at a restaurant, and for someone to come over to you and say, can I get a photo? You feel at the beginning, you feel kind of embarrassed because I'm not famous or anything like that. But then it's an interesting dynamic to Swift because I've seen my aunt go through it time and time again. So actually to start to go through it yourself a little bit, it's like, I enjoy it. I love it. Yeah.
And when your aunt's, gone through hard times or, and that's all out there in the press and she's exposed, if you have that to deal with, do you think she's going to be a good sounding board?
Yes. I mean, that's the only thing that would scare me, doing something wrong that would then be coming into the public eye, because all my family are very... I have to impress my family, and to do something which wouldn't impress my family or make them... I've got to make them proud of me, right? And to do something silly or stupid or, I can't let them down like that, especially being in the public eye, so... But
it must be so hard to say that, because when you are in the public eye and you might do things and then it gets twisted and then put out in the press in a certain way. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah. I mean, well, fingers crossed we haven't had that yet. And fingers crossed, if it does happen, I can speak to my family about it and we'll manage that if that ever did come up. But let's aim to stay within the light rather
stay
than...
clean.
Yeah, stay clean and stay...
What are the plans then with Antigua next season?
So...
Who's going?
I don't know if I can say that
Yeah,
yet.
you can.
I don't know. I might get told off.
Nah, fine. They won't know. Come on, you can just tell us.
Sam Vanderpump reveals all of Made in Chelsea behind the scenes. Sam dropped from Made in Chelsea. That's the story headline. Right, great. So let's tell you everything. They do know, actually, on the show, one of my biggest criticisms and also pros is I've got a really big mouth. But it doesn't come out of a sense of malice. It comes from a place of excitement and enjoyment. And I just get excited about what we're talking about and I spill all the beans. So here we go.
Who's going?
Tristan, Miles, myself and a guy called Jack. And then Jazz, Julia, Muffin, Zaino, Lauren Sintas and Tina Steins.
And when you're there, how long are you going to be there for?
We'll be there just for a week on this trip because this is part of the Made in Chelsea London series. So we're only doing a 1 week away, which will be over a one episode. Sometimes they do the winter and summer series, so then they're away for the whole series.
Nice.
Which is really
And how
fun.
long does that take you there for then?
That'll be 8 to 10 weeks, yeah, or maybe more. I think it's quite a bit long time that you're away for, and you're filming in places like Sydney, Corsica, and so forth.
Living the dream, Sam.
I mean, it's not bad, is it? I mean, that was the really exciting part about it. Is
travelling and getting paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so that's also very exciting. I love to travel, right? I think I've been to 8 or 9 different countries so far this year with another 5 on the list. So,
Where have you been?
So I started off in Dubai, then came back to the UK, then went to France skiing. Then I did Mauritius. I've done loads of other places. Where else have I been? I've been to... Ibiza, yeah. There's a few other places. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
And were you out there working or...?
Did Paris as well. Yeah.
Were you out there working?
I mean, I'm very, very fortunate where I'm able to work remote. So I'm able to work everywhere in the world I want to work from. It's just time difference.
But surely you can only do that when you're not filming the show. 'Cause you can't just say, "I'll see you, I'm off now," or do they just follow you wherever you go?
Yeah, I mean, so the show has its periods where you're filming in. So let's say for that period of time, I do have to be very, within London. Yeah.
So when you're travelling with the show, do you get to see parts of the country yourself? Do they let you go off and explore? Or are you very much kind of under their schedule and on their watch?
I mean, obviously we have to, produce the show, right? We have to put the show together and, we have to fill in those time slots. But there's definitely times where we're allowed to do what we want and go have fun. Also,
anything happened away from the cameras?
Well, this is why they push us to do, go away and have fun, go out and have a few drinks, because that's when stuff happens, and then we can report back, and we have these conversations on camera then.
Are there times though where you don't report back and you keep things to yourself?
Yeah, but I feel like the production would get very angry at that, because you're signing up to do a reality TV show, right? So then to keep your reality away from the show and to lie about it.
It's not so much lying though, is it, if you're keeping it away? But it's a big thing to put your life out there.
And if you sign up to do it, you have to submit all of it. The viewers are interested in seeing everything, from the good to the bad to the happy to the sad. So to then hold stuff back, I think you're cheating not only, the show, but you're also cheating the public of what they want to see.
So you would say
I'm very
authentic.
I'm authentic. I put myself out there completely. What you see is what you get with me.
Did you have a theatre school background, which you said that you went to the same theatre school as your aunt?
Yeah.
So is there no element of acting at all in what you're doing?
No, I wouldn't say there is. I don't know, maybe other people, dramatise some situations, act. I wouldn't say it's acting, but just if we were to have an argument, if I wanted to be more angry because I wanted to get a point across, maybe they're doing that sort of thing. They're playing up their emotions to get the points across, and they know they're on camera.
This is your first experience of being in a reality TV show yourself. Are there any other reality TV shows that you'd like to try, give a go? I mean, there's Aaron from The Traitors. He did Love Island USA, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think I would do Love Island. I don't think I could do what goes on in Love Island. I don't think I've got the stomach for it.
What do you mean, do what goes on?
I mean, under the covers stuff, just like the kind of chat. It's not about me. Like, can I pull you for a chat sort of stuff? I mean, I feel like it's I don't know. I don't think I could do Love Island. I mean, I definitely would love to do I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Dancing with the Stars, that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I don't think I could see myself doing Love Island. But who knows?
Watch this space. You never know. You might get Muff up the duff in Love Island.
Well, God, no. God, no.
I can see from your Instagram that you have travelled to some pretty glamorous locations, and you've travelled by a private jet.
Yeah, that was our recent trip to Paris, funnily enough.
So what were you doing out there in Paris?
So one of my friends, he runs PFL, which is the MMA competitive league to UFC, right? So they're competing against UFC. They're trying to be they're trying to overtake UFC. So he had a fight out there between, these two MMA guys, and one of our friends said, let's get a jet. And the next thing we know, we're on a private jet to Paris. Yeah. Watching an MMA fight and going out every night.
So purely out there for pleasure, not work related?
No, that was a weekend trip, strictly pleasure, yeah.
And how much does it cost to travel by private jet to Paris then?
I mean, that probably... I mean, the funny thing is, the outbound flight, I think, was 14,000.
And how many of you were on it?
I think there was 4 of us. On the outbound flight, yeah.
So you split that cost between the 4 of you?
I mean, no, one person paid for it all.
Who paid for it?
I mean, I won't say who paid for it, but yeah, one person paid for it all.
Did you pay for it?
No, I'm not saying who paid for it.
Oh.
I can't say who paid for it.
So who else was there with you on the plane?
I can't say that. They're also very close friends, and some aren't in the public eye, so it would have been fair to obviously say their names because they don't want to be in the public eye.
So it was £14,000 in one direction?
Yeah, one direction. And then we were like, oh, well... we've got to get back now. And so we got the private jet back as well. But we got a great deal. We got an empty leg, and I think we got it for 6,000 or something like that.
So 20 grand round trip.
Yeah, it was 20 grand round trip for a 45-minute flight, yeah. I mean, you literally take off, you cruise for 15 minutes, and then you're down.
And once you've travelled by private jet, is there no going back?
I mean, when you have to suddenly slum it in economy again, and bearing in mind I went to Ibiza recently, and because I booked it so last minute, the only flight I could get was EasyJet from Gatwick. So when I was in economy EasyJet, I was like, yeah, this isn't Paris.
Get me back on the private jet.
Yeah.
Well, I travel EasyJet frequently, and I think they're fine. So.
No, I mean, I love EasyJet. They're fine.
It's all
but
right,
BA's
don't
okay. BA's a lot better. Actually, no, EasyJet aren't fine. I'm sorry. I'm going to complain. I was 4 hours delayed. EasyJet.
was that EasyJet's fault?
Yeah, that was. I'm
like
actually
it?
going to get my compensation off of EasyJet.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So, look, your aunt is out in LA. What do you do when you go to LA and you hang out with her when she's not filming?
I have a fantastic relationship with my aunt. So, especially since my dad passed away, she's my dad's sister. So she really filled the shoes, and she's been amazing to me the whole time. She really takes care of me. But, we do stuff from, when I go out at Christmas, we go do all the Christmas shopping together. We go, to all the Christmas shops, find all the decorations to decorate the house.
Is it quite mad when you go out with her?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. Just in all sense, her life is extraordinary in so many regards, right? Just from the way she does everything. She's a perfectionist. The quality she does everything in, the beautiful sense she does it in. Yeah, she's just pretty amazing. And then also her fame in the life that attracts is pretty surreal.
Who does she hang out with?
I mean, she's probably one of her really good friends, Trixie Martel at the moment. She really gets on with Trixie. When I was there last for her birthday, Lady Gaga was sending her flowers, stuff like that. So,
Why did she send her flowers? What did she do?
For her birthday. It was her birthday. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, Mohammed Hadid is a very close friend of hers. Obviously the father of Bella and Gigi. So, yeah. I mean, it is pretty amazing. It's very surreal for myself when I'm out there. It's like, holy crap, we're chilling around with A-list celebrities.
You're not tempted to move out there yourself?
In the future, maybe. I'm at the moment, at the present time, my businesses are UK based and I do a UK reality TV show. Yeah. But in the future, there is definitely a possibility. There's talks. There's a lot going on within the Vanderpump kind of business world.
Talks?
So
What kind of talk?
I doubt that would. You know what? I would be disowned as a Vanderpump if I said what's going on. But there is a lot of really interesting stuff coming out. So one thing that you will know already that's been announced to the press is the opening of a third restaurant in Vegas, which is called Flamingos. And there's a lot more happening within that sort of space. So
exciting.
Yeah. Just keep in touch with the news to see what sort of comes out, because I think it's going to be really, really big over the next couple of years.
When you say keep in touch with the news, you don't mean the news. You mean their news.
I mean, yeah.
The Vanderpump Empire.
Yeah.
You've mentioned your business is UK based. Tell me what your business is outside of Made in Chelsea.
So that's a funny thing. A lot of people, actually, this is really interesting. Since I've been on Made in Chelsea, people just assume that I'm,
that's all you do.
I'm Made in Chelsea, and I'm like, but actually I run two payments companies. I run a foreign exchange brokerage and a payment acceptance business.
So how did you get into that?
I started it I started in the industry when I was 18, worked my way up with someone, became his head of sales and started my own company. And then I'm on my third company at the moment within the FX business. And I always wanted to be in finance because I wanted to make good money. But yeah, that's a really interesting part is people don't look beyond what they see on the camera a lot of the time. They don't realise there's actually depth to the person behind the camera. They just see the little dramas on camera and what that focuses on and make their entire opinion about them.
So very entrepreneurial.
Yes, massively.
Do you get that entrepreneurial spirit from your dad, do you think, or where?
Actually, just the whole family. I would say everyone in the family has that entrepreneurial spirit. There's no one who doesn't. I can't put it down to one person. It is very much, Granddad has his own building business. My mum has her own business. Aunt, uncles, or everyone. Yeah.
So how old were you when you lost your dad?
This is really interesting. I get asked this a lot, and for a long time, I could actually never tell you what the age was. But recently, I think, as I've only very recently started to process everything, I can tell you exactly when it was. When I was 21, it was actually just after about 2 months after my 21st birthday party, yeah.
And what happened?
He killed himself, just going through a really bad time with relationships, and other stuff. And he was just, for him, life was enough, and he decided to kick the bucket.
And your aunt, his sister, was obviously very close to him. How did that affect her and the rest of the family?
I think because it wasn't expected, it took everyone by surprise, for sure. Yeah, it took everyone by surprise. And I think what's interesting is I don't think anyone actually dealt with their emotions at the time. And then it's like years later, we're still only really processing it now. Yeah, it was an interesting one, that.
So, like, did you ever have any like therapy or?
I've had loads of therapy. God, poor therapists. I've had loads of therapy. None of it's worked. Yeah, no, I've had loads, but I.
When you say none of it's worked, why have you kind of gone back and tried again then, or have you not?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever found a good enough therapist. I mean, genuine truth there. I'm sorry, therapist, if you're watching this. But yeah, no, I didn't think I found a good enough therapist, and just didn't work for me. I deal with my stuff in my own way. I think we deal with it within our family quite well. So yeah, we just needed to process it in our own time.
So has your mum gone on to meet anyone else?
Yeah. It was actually just his birthday the other day. Fantastic guy. Everyone loves him. If you're going to want your mum to date anyone after your dad, he's the guy you'd want them to date. He's a really nice guy, very gentle soul. And yeah, he's perfect for my mum. Yeah.
And what about you? You said you're seeing somebody at the moment.
Very early stages.
How does it work then? So you're seeing someone, or you're talking to someone, you're dating someone, you're chatting,
Yeah, I mean,
what are the stages of it for you?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. There are stages, right? You start talking.
I don't know. Are there?
Well, yeah, I guess there are. You start talking to someone, and then it moves on to more intimate relationship, and then you agree to kind of have mutual respect and not have that kind of relationship with someone else, and then you get further down the dating timeline, I guess.
So are you happy to say who this person is, or how long you've been together?
I won't say her name. She's not. No one would know the name anyway. But she's a girl that I've been dating for a couple months, and we just kind of agreed like recently just to have mutual respect. But yeah, it's very early. I mean, I've just agreed with her that we'll have mutual respect for one another, i.e., not go shag anyone else.
Right.
But yeah, see where it goes.
Have you got any trips planned together?
Funnily enough, literally the other day I told her to come to Dubai with me and some friends. So we're heading out to Dubai. I've got loads of trips planned, but in October, heading out to Dubai and Bali. So
nice.
I told her to come along, yeah.
So you've been together for 2 months and you're already taking her to Dubai and Bali. Do you fall in love quite easily, Sam?
I've been accused of this a lot. I've been accused of love bombing. So I've got 2 really good friends who are female, and I was like, after like the second, no, I think it was the first date. I was like, can I take the girl to Paris? They were like, Sam, no, you can't take the girl to Paris on the first date. That is the definition of love bombing.
So explain what love bombing is exactly.
Well, I think it's saying
extravagance from the off.
Extravagance from the off, saying, well, essentially making the effort to show you're really into them, and then making them feel like this is going to be a relationship for life, and then three weeks later binning them off.
Binning them off.
I mean, I've done it a few times. I'm not saying I'm proud of it. I'm not saying I'm proud of it, right?
Where have you taken people and then binned them off?
See, I've never done that. I just think...
You just said you have.
No. I mean in the sense of, like, when I'm into a girl, I'll go on... Like, I want to see them all the time.
Yeah.
So, see them every day for, like, 3 weeks, and then quickly... Because, you want to get through to work out if you like them or not, and I don't want to waste 3 months doing it, and 1 date a week... Let's do it all in 3 weeks. Let's find out.
Take them away and see if it works, and then...
Well, it's just see them every day for 3 weeks. You get, let's say 21 days worth of time with them. If you're going to do that like a normal person, that would take 21 weeks. I've just condensed 4 months of dating into 3 weeks, and now I know that I don't like them.
And then bin them off.
But the only thing is, what they say is, well, you just shown me 3 weeks of you're obsessed with me, and now you're
Boom,
not.
gone, done.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from? That that approach to things? Does that...
Oh, I've got severe ADHD, like bad. Like I can't, my mind can't focus. So I feel like I have to get to the bottom of something quickly, and I have to work out if I'm going to go forward with this person quickly.
And has that ever been diagnosed, or was that just a self-diagnosis of...
I mean, yeah, I think it's a self-diagnosis, but if you know me or all my friends, yeah, they know I've got really bad ADHD. For example, I've got a friend that's like one of my best mates who at the moment I currently live with, and we do an Ocado shop every week, right? And there's stuff like this. He'll say, can you do the Ocado shop? So I'll sit down, I'll do it for 5 minutes, then I'll get distracted, go do something else. And then I would have done 5 or 6 different things, not completed any of them, and he would say all about these tasks, and I've not done any of them yet.
But I bet you do go back and finish off those
I
tasks.
do,
Because
eventually.
don't you think that's the mindset of an entrepreneur?
I think so, yeah, very scatter mind.
Well, you can just
scatterbrain,
flip
yeah.
from like, right, I'm doing that now, and then I'm doing that, and then I'll come back and I'll finish it. Because that is totally the way my brain works. I mean, I feel like I've got the ability that I'll be doing a million things at once, and then I'm quite spontaneous with certain things, and then like, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is an entrepreneur's mindset. But yeah, mine's, I would say, 10 times worse than anyone else's.
So what does the future hold for Sam Vanderpump?
This is the one time in my life where I would say I'm actually enjoying the present and not focused on the future. Like, I've got my long-term plans.
And what's your long-term plan?
Grow the business more, sell the company, just do everything I'm doing, but, with growth. That's all I want. I actually wouldn't change anything in my life right now. And that's probably the first time I've ever said that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say then to someone, like to inspire someone to try and, do what you're doing, setting up a business and growing the business? What advice would you give?
Don't get me wrong, I love my business. It makes very good money, and I'm very proud that I can work from wherever around the world. But it's not what makes me happy. It's, doing the reality TV makes me happy. So my biggest thing is find a passion and do something. You can make money out of anything in this world, right? Let's be honest, you can do it through reality TV. You can do it through, selling carpets, if you love carpets, anything. You can make money out of anything. So just find something you're really passionate about, and then at least enjoy what you're doing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure a future in TV is where it is for you then, isn't it? If that's what you love and what you're passionate about.
That's why I joined, Made in Chelsea, because I love the camera, yeah. I enjoy it.
Well, you joined Made in Chelsea, and you have now officially joined the Mile Fly Club. So
Not Mile High Club, yet.
Yes. Not yet, but
it's on my bucket list.
You do have lots of travel trips planned. So, and look, you've got 21 days to bosh, travel and get through this girl before you bin her off.
No. I mean, I'm hoping I'm learning from my mistakes, so I'm not rushing the dating period of this one.
Oh.
Kind of.
Sure about that? Why is this one different then?
I know. I think she has spent the last 3 or 4 days every week at my house. Yeah. No, I am. I'm rushing it.
Hang on. So we're a couple of months in, and with how many days have you spent with her in a couple of months?
She's probably stayed at my house for at least 14 or 15 nights. So that's a quarter of the time.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Before we wrap up, I just want to know, any travel tips that don't include travelling by private jet at 20 grand a ticket?
Travel tip number 1 is, if you can, travel by private jet.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm what's the word? Not tight, but like when it comes to travelling, I have to find the best deal. I hate overpaying. Because I wasn't the one who paid for the private jet. No, I didn't pay for the... I was about to caveat that. I didn't buy the private jet.
We're going to find out who paid.
No, you're not. He's low-key. So I wasn't the one who actually spent the private jet. But when it comes to travelling, I always find the best deals. And I just enjoy, literally, I can't pay... For example, I know business class flights should be around, 2,000 to 2,500. At the moment they're up at like 4,000 to going to LA, won't pay it. So I'll work out another way of doing it. But I know.
Do you ever get tempted to phone up your aunt and say, "Can you get?"
She would tell me to fuck off. She would tell me to fuck right off. Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, she has bought me flights before, but I would never ask her. She made an offer, then great. Fantastic free flights. But I'm really savvy. When it comes to traveling, I go across all the websites, you know, from booking.com to Expedia to thing, and I make sure once I've found the hotel I like, I make sure I'm getting the cheapest deal across it. I enjoy doing it all. Don't use a travel agent, by the way. That is my biggest tip.
Really?
They're shocking, in my opinion. They just put a huge margin on top.
So you prefer to do it yourself?
Yeah, and enjoy doing it and enjoy, you know, finding the best places.
And any destinations that you haven't been to yet that you want to go to?
Asia.
Oh,
That's
you're
why
going to
I'm doing
Bali? You're going to Bali?
Yeah, I haven't done any of the Far East yet, so I'm so excited to do it. Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope you thoroughly enjoy your trip.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Sam. It's been
My pleasure.
lovely to chat to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, Mile Fly Club. Thanks so much for travelling with me on this episode. For more content like this, please click the subscribe button. And for the full podcast interview, check out the Mile Fly Club on all major audio streaming platforms. See you next week.